TJ Watt. This is a flying under the radar week 1 storyline.
Big time.
TJ Watt's contract. He wants a new deal. Don't blame him. Great player. Steelers not apparently budging on whatever he wants, or maybe he wants Aaron Donald money. I don't know. I'm curious. What have you heard that TJ Watt wants, and is there a chance that TJ Watt skips week 1 over a contract dispute?
Okay, so I think Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, a friend of mine, probably a friend of yours as well, had the report that it is possible that TJ Watt misses week 1. I was told earlier today that it in fact is possible that TJ Watt misses week 1 if he doesn't have the contract that he wants. And it was surprising to me. And I guess because we have these sort of ideas or cliches of, oh, the guy, listen, when it comes to football, he's just going to play football. And, but you know, this has been contentious, and it's been contentious for a while, and it's flown under the radar. And I think that that's another credit to Mike Tomlin. I think that we all credited and heap praise onto Mike Tomlin after the Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell situations when they left Pittsburgh. Like, wow, he must have really kept it together. The fact that this has flown under the radar, that one of the best defensive players in the NFL has been holding in for 5 weeks, and hardly anyone, including us, have been talking about it, and now he may miss week 1, is a credit to how Mike Tomlin runs things there in Pittsburgh. But they have an archaic contract structure over there where they're not paying a bunch of guaranteed money after year 1 to anybody who's not a quarterback. And that's an issue for TJ Watt, I'm told. And so can he get that guaranteed money? Because you can want average annual value and all that stuff. TJ Watt's not worried about that. And frankly, he shouldn't be. And that's what someone who is being represented by the right people, that's what you should be getting told. It's not, remember Xavier Howard when he wanted to become the highest paid cornerback by average annual value, and he got it. And what, 2 years later, he was out of guaranteed money. And he's like, yo, I just had the season of my career. I want to make sure that I have guaranteed money. That is what TJ Watt, he is avoiding that. And so I absolutely believe that the contract that is on the table right now would pay him $25-ish million per year if you're just looking at AAV, if you're just looking at the tweet, right, that comes out. But if you look at the structure, that's what he's fighting for.
Props to TJ Watt, highest paid, but
there's he doesn't care about that, and he shouldn't care about that. He should care about how much money will fully and totally, truly guaranteed if I have a catastrophic accident 10 seconds after signing this deal. And that's what he is wanting. And the Steelers apparently right now are not budging. And so we're going to see if TJ Watt, if he holds firm here and he doesn't play week 1, you know, I don't know what the odds are with the Steelers, but they're going to drop dramatically because, again, I've heard that this is starting to get a little personal for TJ Watt, who does believe that he is good enough for them. Hey, you're going to do it for a quarterback? Why don't you do it for me? And I get that you've done it this way for years and years. Doesn't matter. We got to shake things up. So he's in a similar situation to what Le'Veon Bell was a couple of years ago. I don't think that he's going to go the route of Lev Bell, but yeah, I can see him missing week 1, no doubt.
The Steelers are plus 6.5 at the Buffalo Bills in week 1. It is a 1:00 game. Again, I'm blindly assuming it's on CBS. Great game. I would say that TJ Watt's worth a point to this. I would think that the Bills might move to 7.5, at least a half a point. And that's just how this works. I mean, very few players are worth X amount, and Vegas is smart and probably has that factored into a degree already at the 6.5. The chance that TJ Watt could miss the game, maybe it goes to 7.5 if he's in fact decides that he is not going to play. Look, Pittsburgh's being piled on by people around the NFL for being a team that's going to suck this year, and it's probably gone too far to one extreme.
Because Big Ben did look really good in the preseason, especially against the Lions. Now it was against the Lions.
He's very slim out too.
But well, and we say that every year about Big Ben. We say that every year about Jameis Winston, don't we?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Although Jameis's QB makeover appears to be legit.
I know that every single offseason, whether it was when I would go down to Tampa, I saw him at one of Cam Newton's kickball events in Charlotte one year. I saw him in the tunnel in Atlanta when Tampa played the Falcons in week 1 back in like 2016. Every single time I've been like, he looks pretty slim. Yeah. And so I stopped saying it now.
Well, I just mean that Jameis, I mean, I don't want to get into but we've talked about this before in the podcast, but like the way that Jameis carries himself and the way that he, like it reminds me of Alex Smith in San Francisco when Jim Harbaugh got there. You could tell that a smart coach who has groomed quarterbacks his entire career was like, look, man, do this, this, and this. Like, here's how we're going to approach this a little bit differently. We're going to try and make you maybe, anyway. But we don't need to talk to Jameis. Big Ben, I do agree, has looked better in the preseason. He threw the ball too many times last year. They need to feature Najee Harris. They need to be able to run the ball. The offensive line needs to be better. The secondary is a concern. If TJ Watt doesn't play for this team, that's a big problem. I would say that TJ Watt is probably the second most important player on the Steelers behind Big Ben.
I would say that as well. I'm concerned about the offensive line. Yes,
all due respect to Cam Hayward, by the way.
Right. Yes. I mean, you have Najee Harris, but that offensive line, it's not going to matter, right? If that's not going to be there. We just saw the struggles there with a true number one receiver there in Pittsburgh, right? And the market just told Juju Smith-Schuster what they think of him as wide receiver one this past offseason. And then, yes, so much overhaul there in the secondary. A little curious that they let Steven Nelson go, for nothing, and just when all he wanted was some sort of contract redone. And they could have said, tough luck, we're going to keep you and you're going to play under this deal. And now you lose a TJ Watt potentially. And we know that Bud Dupree, for example, was the beneficiary of TJ Watt and the attention that he got. So you take away the guy that all the defenses are sliding over toward. Where's your pass rush? How are you going to affect the passer? How are you going to be able to run the ball on offense? And yeah, Big Ben, he's going to be throwing the ball a lot and he feels a lot better and all that's great. But it's a scary notion in 2021, especially coming off last season, where the thing that you feel best about potentially for the Pittsburgh Steelers is Ben Roethlisberger.
That's a good point. All right, so keep an eye on that leading up to the season. That and by the way, looking at the Steelers-Bills line, this could be directly related to the heavy Tuesday buzz that's coming out about TJ Watt, as JJ just mentioned. You heard today that Watt might not play. That line is -6.5, -115. If I like the Bills to win the game anyway, pretty good teaser leg. You could take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and get them down to -2 against the Cowboys, and then the Bills down to basically -0.5 point. Not a bad little teaser there. And then so you basically just need the Bucs and Bills to win their respective games. I like the chances of that happening, even more so if TJ Watt is